crafty friends, welcome to day 2 of Die Cut December 2024. Today I am going to be using these dies to create an anniversary card for you. Throughout December I'm going to work alphabetically through all the card themes that I can think of. Yesterday we did a welcome card because it was the start of the series. Today we're doing anniversary. Tomorrow I think it's best wishes. And then we'll just gradually work our way along and cover as many themes as we can. I have created another sketch for you, which you can screenshot now if you want to keep a copy. And as it's anniversary themed, I thought I'd go with hearts. As you can see from the sketch, there's some splatter behind the hearts. That's just to represent some form of texture. Yesterday I did splatters behind my focal point. Today I'm going to use die cuts, and I've cut this grid die cut out of white card. One of my die cutting hacks is to flick your die cut to get rid of as many of the bits that you don't want as possible. Obviously if it's a very delicate die cut you might not want to do that, but I find if I give it a good flick or a tap with my tweezers I can knock out a lot of the little bits and then I only have to push a few out. And this one, emphasising the heart theme, creates a little net of hearts like that. So that could go behind my focal point, but it also cuts out lots of hearts. And if I can keep them in here, I'm going to use these as well. One of the ways that I get the little bits out of dies is to drop it onto a hard surface, usually my glass mat. This is toughened glass, so don't do it on anything that's not toughened glass. If you've got a tiled floor, you could do it on that. But I just lift it up, drop it, and then lots of the little bits pop out. So I think that got all of them out, so I don't have to do any poking. Also, if you find intricate die cuts are a little bit of a pickle to get out of their dies, put some wax paper, greaseproof paper. I've got a double up of deli paper here. And then put your card on and then run it through your die cutting machine. Running your dies through your machine with the cutting side up can also help to apply a bit more pressure, as can running it through twice. So if you've got a tricky die cut, try that. So this die is now popped out without me even touching it. And now I've got my die cut. You can peel the wax paper off and you could use those for texture, and then you can pop your die cut out of your bit of thing and off you go. To adhere a die cut like this I might spread out my glue and then dip it in, but I also like to use my dedicated sponge dauber and just sponge some glue, not too much, on the back. This usually applies just the right amount of glue. Try not to smear it in it. And I can pick that up with my tweezers and pop it on. I could do it like that. In fact, I might do it like that. My instinct is always to go like that on a portrait card, but I think because I'm going to add 2 hearts side by side-ish, I'm going to do it like that. And just to get it straight, I'll use my T-square ruler to line up one of the grid lines. Now for some non-stick paper again. Just press that down, keeps my fingers clean and stops me getting mucky fingerprints on the card. It also mops up any little bits of glue. If something has got a little bit of glue on it and you don't want it to dry like that, get a damp baby wipe, not too damp, and just pounce it gently like that. Don't scrub because you'll damage the paper, but just pounce it gently over the top of your die cut and it should just mop up any excess glue. So we'll leave that to one side. I'll do the same with this one. Now, hopefully this is going to work. I'm going to put a little bit of tacky glue. I think some of these might fall out when I flip it over. Yeah. So on the ones that are stuck in, I'm going to add some tiny little dots of glue on the back. Right, and I'm going to get my die. Okay, some of them have fallen out, but that's okay. And I'm going to pop that there. get it straight and push my die cuts, and I can see which ones are still in there. Push my die cuts down onto the paper, and then hopefully they'll stay stuck while I lift the die up. And so they'll stay in their original arrangement, and then that one's going to go there. Of course, you don't have to arrange these in the same way as the die. You could make up your own arrangement. So we've got 3 nice bits of texture there. There's still white space, not as much as your traditional clean and simple card, but it'll still be simple. So I want to die cut out 6 hearts because I've got 3 cards to make. So I think this will do. And I'm going to colour the card for the hearts with smushing. I'm going to use Uncharted Mariner Distress Oxide and Seedless Preserves Distress Oxide. I think they work nicely together. Obviously you could choose a colour that's appropriate to the wedding. It might be a ruby wedding or a silver wedding or a golden wedding, or colours that your significant other, if you're giving it to them, or a couple particularly like. So I'm squirting some water on there just to turn it into a paint. Then I'm going to pick it up with my smusher and smush it on. If you want to know how to make and use a smusher, there is a video linked in this video's description. So that'll do for my Uncharted Mariner. I'm going to pick that up with a spare bit of card, and that can go in my box of backgrounds and bits. I'll dry that with my hairdryer before we do the Seedless Preserves. I want to heat emboss a bit of texture onto this before I do my die cutting. So I'm just giving this a good going over with talcum powder to remove any moisture, grease or fingerprints. I can buff that off a bit with a microfiber cloth. And I've got this textural swoop, which I think will look nice on a heart. I'm going to add a bunch of these. I can just about see where they are. The embossing ink darkens the Distress Oxide a bit. Doesn't matter if I end up overlapping them, because I'm going to select the nicest parts from this anyway. And I will heat emboss this, and if there's any big gaps I can also do a second run. So I'll drizzle over some gold embossing powder. And I'm going to heat this with my heat tool. Right, I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it like that for now. If I need to heat emboss on my actual hearts, I can. Now I'm just going to die cut out a bunch of hearts, and then I'll come back to you. So we've got 2 hearts there. I like those. I think there's enough gold on those. I think there's enough gold on these outline scribbly hearts. I think I need a little bit more gold on these. And to create these, I cut one as normal by putting the die on the coloured side of the paper. But because it's uneven, I wanted to mirror it. So I cut on the back, and that gave me that one. Now, because these are so colourful, you can't really tell from the edges that I cut it this way around. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to run this embossing tool around the edge, and it's going to bevel the edge over and make it look more like it's been die cut the right way round. So I'll add a little bit more gold embossing to these 2. Okay, now for some assembling. I'm wondering about putting the outline hearts on the solid hearts, the wonky hearts on the grid, like that, maybe, and then these hearts on there. Now with these hearts, I want to give them a little bit more solidity, so I'm going to back them with vellum. I've smeared some high-tack PVA glue onto my mat. Now I'll dip my hearts in and then put them on the vellum, and then press them down with non-stick paper again. Those have had a second or two to stick. Now I'm going to cut round them, just angling my scissors underneath the die cut so that I cut the vellum slightly recessed. And I like that. I think they look fine like that. To glue these down, I'm thinking one straight on the card and one popped up on foam, just for a little variation in height, and one slightly higher up the card than the other. I've got some scraps of 1mm thick craft foam here, which I'll use on the back. I don't know about the rest of the world, but the cost of postage in the UK is skyrocketing. So I think it's all the more important to make your cards as thin as possible so they go through the post as regular letters rather than having to go as large letters. Of course, if you do a really thick card and you're sending a present, you can pop it in with a present and it doesn't matter, but there we go. So there's that one. I'm going to do the same with the others. Some of this foam's quite old and it's not very adhesive anymore, so I put a bit of glue on the back just to help it stick. Now this one is a bit different because there's not really anywhere to stick foam, and I'm going to use matte gel medium for this simply because it's in this fine tipped bottle and I can hide the adhesive like that. Another way to adhere die cuts like this that are see-through is to put them through a sticker maker or put some double-sided adhesive all over the back before you cut them out. So I haven't got the foam on there, but that's okay. There's still dimension going on. On the sketch I had some squiggly lines to represent tails as if these were balloons. If you don't use texture and you just put some splatters or something on, you could draw them on or stamp them on if you've got the right stamps. I'm going to die cut them. They're not so squiggly, but that's okay. And I've got this balloon tail die thing that I'm going to use. I'm just going to cut them out of white, not black, I don't think. I think that's going to show up too much. To make the die cutting process a bit quicker, because I'm cutting 6 of these, I put 2 bits of card through at once. So I've just folded this one in half, so I've got 2 layers. So what I'm going to do is tuck that behind the bottom of my heart and have those crisscrossing over, I think. I'm not gluing all the way to the bottom of the string at the moment because I might shorten some of them depending on how long they look on the card. So I think these 2 might need shortening. And you know what, actually, I'm not going to put balloon strings on there. I think they look nice without. I think those are fine, but these need a little bit of shortening. So I'm just going to snip them at an angle, so it doesn't look so blunt. If you snip them straight across, it looks a bit blunt. But these, I'll just snip at an angle so they look purposefully snipped. And I'll just press the end down. Whoops, I need to put some more glue on that one. Press the end down with the embossing tool. For this card, I want to combine some die cutting and stamping. So I've die cut the word happy out of gold foil card. And I've got this happy anniversary stamp. What I'm going to do is stretch it out a little bit and cut between the A and the Y. I can always put them back together. So I'm going to put the die cut there and the anniversary there. And I'm going to stamp it in Seedless Preserves. I put some tiny little slivers of foam on the back of this just to give it a little bit of lift and allow me to position it over the strings, that's the word. And that's ready to go on a card blank now, I think. So I've got my anniversary on my block and I want to put my happy back. So I've just shuffled it there. So I've got my happy anniversary on there and I'm going to put a bit of scrap paper in here. I'll just stamp that on there like that. And then I'm going to take this jig that I made in yesterday's video and place it over there. And that's where I want to stamp on the die cut that I'm going to put in the hole. So I shall insert my die cut into there now. Now I'll ink this up with seedless preserves again. So that could go anywhere on there. I don't know actually, that might look quite cool. Over there rather than under there. Yeah, I think off to the side like that. Again, I've put a little bit of foam on there just for some texture, and I'll get that on straight. I think that's about right, so that will do. For the last one, I'm going to do the same thing, but instead of stamping in seedless preserves, I'm going to stamp in Uncharted Mariner. I think it would look quite nice across the hearts, but I don't want to cover up all that smushing and gold. And there you have it, 3 clean-ish and simple cards made with dies and a bit of stamping and a bit of heat embossing. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and it's given you some ideas of things you can do with some of the dies that you already own. If it has, please let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 3 of Die Cut December. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.